Recent events have escalated to a point that I don't think most people were prepared for. And that's why today we're going to be talking about how to prepare for pandemics, and specifically in this case, coronavirus. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the Pilot Patriot channel. As the coronavirus or COVID-19 progresses, we're reminded of how important it is to prepare for disasters and pandemics and really anything that disrupts society on a large scale. Now, this is going to be a two-part series, and in the first video we're going to be talking about how to prepare for the virus itself, how to keep yourself healthy and avoid actually getting the virus. And in the second part we're going to talk about how to survive the aftermath of the pandemic, when panic sets in, when your life is put on hold and society starts to break down. Now, hopefully many of you are already of a preparedness mindset and you have some items already stocked up for times like this, but maybe some of you are new to prepping on any scale. Either way, welcome to the channel. One of our main focuses on this channel is preparedness, and hopefully we can help you prepare for the days to come and be more prepared in the future. If this kind of thing interests you, make sure you check out our other videos on preparedness. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, give us a thumbs up, and hit that notification bell so you get notified every time we upload new videos. Now, with the pandemic, there's really two main things you have to prepare for. First, there's the virus itself, whether it be coronavirus or flu or really any other virus. We need to prepare in a way that we could avoid getting the virus to begin with, and we also need to prepare to treat the symptoms if we do end up contracting the virus. Second, and this is what we've been seeing in recent days, we have to prepare for the panic and the social unrest that's going to follow an event like this. As we've seen, people are panic buying, grocery shelves are empty, businesses are shutting down, restaurants are shutting down, and a lot of people aren't able to meet their basic needs like food, water, toilet paper, money, much less getting things like cleaning supplies and disinfectant that we need to stay healthy. So first, let's talk about preparing to combat the virus itself. Now, depending on the type of virus and the way it spreads will depend on how extensive you need to get with your preparedness. But most of the things we're going to talk about here is a good general list of things that you can need for any type of pandemic. Obviously, one of the best ways to avoid the virus is to stay away from other people. I know you've all heard the term social distancing. That's not a bad idea. But of course, we still have to go about our normal lives. And with that, interacting with others is going to be inevitable. Having things like good nitrile or latex gloves is important. These viruses often live on surfaces for days, so everything we touch, especially in public, is likely to transfer the virus to us. So something as simple as wearing a good pair of gloves can definitely help you out. I like to use a little thicker glove, so these industrial venom steel gloves are much more rip resistant than the average glove, but really any glove will help. Disposable gloves are really the best, so you can just toss them out and grab you a new pair whenever you need to. Also, whether you're wearing gloves or not, you need to avoid touching your face because a lot of times these viruses are entering your body through your mouth, your nose, and your eyes. And that brings us to masks. As a bare minimum, it's a good idea to cover your face with some type of bandana or cloth. But really, something like an N95 mask is going to be much better for filtering out those particulates. Now, what I have here are these antiviral face masks. These are made by companies like Curad, and there are also a lot of generic brands that are starting to come out with these. But these are going to be a step above your normal N95 mask. These masks are treated with different compounds that actually inactivate 99.99% of tested viruses like H1N1, avian flu, swine flu, and of course it would be effective against coronavirus as well. The materials in this mask will actually kill the virus within 5 minutes of contacting the mask. Now, most of these are going to get bought up very fast, as I'm sure you're already seeing. I think most of these masks were out of stock in early January. Now, these types of masks still don't create a perfect seal around your face, so you could also step up to something like a respirator that takes filters. Now, those would actually seal to your face and make sure the only air getting to you is coming through those filters. Now, most of these obviously don't cover your eyes, though, and because we know these viruses can enter through your eyes, you also need some kind of protective glasses or goggles to make sure the virus doesn't get in through your eyes. Now, all of these things are great, but if you really want the best protection, you should look at a full face respirator, something like this here. What I have here is the Mira Safety Gas Mask. This actually can protect against a lot of other threats, including chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear. But for this example, it would protect you in a pandemic situation as well. In conjunction with their P3 virus filter that's specifically designed to filter out these types of viruses, it's really the ultimate in protection. Something else you may consider in areas that have a high infection rate is a good hazmat suit. That's something you'll see medical personnel and military wear as they're handling these virus type situations. You could look at things like a standard Tyvek suit, but those are going to be very limited on what they can protect from. Mira Safety actually makes this hazsuit, and they're great for any situations where you need to keep your entire body protected, like a pandemic. Now, aside from things you wear, it's also important to have a good supply of disinfectant and cleaning products to kill the viruses or any diseases on the surfaces in your home or your vehicle. Things like hand sanitizer and cleaning wipes, disinfectant sprays, bleach, and other cleaning products are important for making sure you keep these areas around you and the things you touch most often free from the virus. Now, during the early days of a pandemic, these items are going to be flying off the shelves, and I'm sure you're already seeing that. So keeping extra of these on hand could be invaluable. Now, if you were to get infected with whatever the virus is, you also need to be able to treat the symptoms. Most doctors and hospitals are becoming overwhelmed. Test kits are getting scarce, and it can take days before you can even be seen by a doctor or tested for the virus. So being able to treat yourself can be very important. Having a good stock of cold and flu medicines for treating the symptoms, medications for cough, congestion, sneezing, that kind of thing. Also medicines that can reduce fever like ibuprofens, Tylenols, and making sure if you have children that you have a good stock of the children's versions of all these medicines as well. Keep in mind, guys, that most medicines can be used well after their expiration date. They just might not be quite as effective. So it is okay to hold on to those expired medicines for emergencies like this. Now, guys, these items are getting gone fast, and it's becoming harder and harder to find as the coronavirus progresses. So if you can get out ahead of it and make sure you keep a backup supply of these things, it can allow you to be ready when something like this happens. Now, these are just a few ways that are recommended for protecting yourself and avoiding the virus and keeping yourself healthy. But if you guys have any other advice, please leave it down in the comments below. Any thoughts you have would definitely help us out and anybody else watching the video. Now, our next video in this series is going to be all about surviving the aftermath of the pandemic and the panic and social breakdown that's going to happen as store shelves are getting empty, businesses are closing down, and we'll talk about what you need to get through the panic and be prepared. Now, if you haven't done it yet, guys, please hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. If you guys want to see more videos like this and you want to help support the channel, you can do that by following us on Patreon. You can also visit pilotpatriotapparel.com to get yourself some patriotic and Second Amendment t-shirts. Now, as we're going through this, guys, make sure you're doing everything you can to be safe. Please like, share, and subscribe, and stay prepared.